Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back
First in the building. AU is on deck, man. Shout out WCS. Time to work. Killing with the witty scenarios and straight boxing knowledge. Detroit rolling with the A. Yes, sir, man. Big shout out to Detroit boxing out there. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to AU. First on deck in the building with it. You definitely know what it is. WCS back with another one. Carlos is in the building. WCS salute on deck. Salute to you, Carlos. Big shout out. And appreciate you pulling up as always. It's time for another hot grease segment. You know what I'm saying? There's a rumor mill floating out here that the fight is going to be in December. You know what I'm saying? I received that information, of course. I have to wait. You know, I usually wait till it's official. That's how it's always been. You know what I'm saying? But from what we hear is that Spence is going to enact the rematch clause. He's going to enact whatever the rematch clause. And you know what I'm saying? Per my title, Supremacy, rematch, major upset. Spence has a chance to make history. And I do believe in my title now. I had time to think about it. I believe in my title. I'm explaining to you all why. I'm believing in my title now. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? When you have time away from certain things, man, hey, you know what I'm saying? Your mind start just running and running, and you start, you know, really putting shit together. All the areas of the cortex start to work. You know what I'm saying? You be firing off. All these thoughts be just swarming. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to WCS, man. He says, salute to the hottest chat in the MFing game. A-side official. Yes, sir. He knows what it is. You know what I'm saying? He knows what it is. Build Boot Camp in the building. Salute, fam. Salute to you there. Build Boot Camp on deck. Stickum Boys Fishing and Sports. Salute on deck in the building. I see you. Salute, chat. Salute, WCS. Samuel on deck. What's good with it? Mass fishing and growing. Salute to you in the building. And on deck. I see you. Salute, fam. Salute to you, fam. What's good with it? Let's say for some crazy reason, Spence wins the rematch. And these guys will be coming off the woodworks, but unfortunately, Bud gonna scrape arrow like burnt on a pan. Well, we have to definitely, you know, get through the cooking session. You know what I'm saying? We have to warm up. You know, we have to warm up. We got to let them get in the building. You know what I'm saying? We got to let them feel the building. So in the process of them feeling in the building, I want y'all to take a listen to, and shout out to one of the hottest channels, on the YTC right now, man. Athletic Mind has got some classics, dog. He has some nuclear, well put together, academically. I'm talking about academically proficient when it comes to taking shots and doing reactions. Per this Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, man, go sub the Athletic Mind. Dude is putting together, I mean, some quality videos. just shoot him on the DM and say, hey, can I use that, man, or something? Like, hey, he's putting on some quality videos where he's breaking down stuff, slowing down the film. Man, he's basically taking all these aerosexuals and what they were saying before the fight and putting it into a freaking reaction video. I'm talking about thorough reaction video. Take a look at A&M Sports. You know what I'm saying? Listen to what they had to say. You know what I'm saying? Listen to why I'm saying that Spence has a chance to make history. Listen to these guys. Longest Errol has boxing fans that support him, that basically regurgitate information like this. To all the Bud Crawford supporters, we are very, very good. We stand at a hierarchy that we don't have to worry about any of them peasants. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to worry about them, because long as Errol has individuals on his side that's talking like this, we are golden. Listen to this nonsense. Listen to it, y'all.
To be basic, like Errol Spence has a better defense than you. I believe too much is made of his adjustments. He adjusts. It's like he saw something out of the orthodox stance. He collected the data. Oh, he was losing. He was losing. That's why I don't believe he is what they say he is. I lean towards Spence. And this is the reason why I lean towards Spence, and the reason why I'm going to pick Spence. I am a firm believer that being skillful, fundamentally sound, doing things the right way in the ring. I'm not talking about outside of the ring. I'm not talking about how you train.
Look, like I'm gonna tell y'all, right? I didn't have to search far and wide to come up with a response. They're in such denial. You remember way before the fight when I spoke about, you know what I'm saying, how boxing has got to a point where you have to consider mental health to be an issue. You have to consider certain individuals to have multiple personalities. You know what I'm saying? I spoke about schizophrenia. You know, y'all was laughing back then, but when you hear information like this, it kind of takes you down that road to say, damn, you know what I'm saying? I think it's a lot of life coaches, motivational speakers, therapists, you know, physicians, psychologists that aren't showing up in these chats, because I think they can make some money. I really do, because these dudes, they need help. They need help. This guy said, and shout out to the black man who put on glasses and sound dumb as hell. Shout out to y'all. He gets on here and he's attempting to say it's what you do in the ring, not outside the ring. So pretty much you're trying to say, okay, since it's been well spoken about, right? It's been well documented that Crawford has been doing above and beyond outside the ring, pre-camps, everything. I'm talking about going the extra yard, y'all. They don't want to talk about that. It's not what you're doing outside the ring, because they don't want to you know, be in the area of that seesaw. It's so lopsided, bro. It's extremely, like, you know how you grew up. A lot of y'all don't know what a seesaw is, because, you know, seesaws was one of those you know, pieces of equipment that you really need to know what you was doing for it to be fun. Else, you know, you're gonna hurt like a mother, right? But this is like a seesaw. The one edge is on the land, and the other one is hanging offside the cliff. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to persuade somebody, hey, you know, go over there and sit over there. And then say aerosexuals. I'm saying, okay, I'll go over there and sit over there. I'm not afraid. You know what I'm saying? It's the whole entire thought process on when they get up here and say what they say. It makes no sense at all. This guy's going to say it's not what you do in the ring, because they know damn well that what Errol Spence did outside the ring has become a redundant topic of discussion, no matter how you look at it. Then when you get to Crawford, what he's been able to do outside the ring has benefit how he looked on July 29th. So they don't want to talk about what happened outside the ring. They want to talk about what happened inside the ring. And then for them to actually try to consolidate moments and points to make a narrative, to express their narrative was just insane. Insane for them to come up here and try to convince people that what you were saying made freaking sense. You know what I'm saying? Like you really thought this out. Listen to this nonsense.
I'm talking about the actual execution of punches, defense, movement, etc. That's what I'm talking about. So please don't come in the comment section talking about, Bud does everything right. I don't want to hear that. I have always been of that mindset that in and of itself always beats out the more dynamic fighter.
Did you understand what he just said? You know, I'm all about, just hitting the rewind just a little bit, spinning the reel back a little bit. I want you all to listen to what type of community and fan base is supporting Errol Spence. And I want to let the hottest chat in the MFing game know that we are good. We are MFing good. Yes, sir. Long as we got voices out there that's being controlled, mechanically functioning off the mind that will put up some information like this, we are good. Let me take y'all back a little bit. I have to let y'all hear that again.
That in and of itself always beats out the more dynamic fighter. Mindset that I don't want to hear that. I have always been of that mindset that in and of itself always beats out the more. So please don't come in the comment section talking about, Bud does everything right. I don't want to hear that. I have always been of that mindset that in and of itself always beats out the more dynamic fighter. Going to pick. I've always said that I thought it was going to be Errol Spence by late stoppage or decision. I'm going to go Spence late round stoppage. I'm also going to pick the 10th round.
See, I don't know what you was thinking or if you were even thinking at all. But let me tell you, brother, that is top 5, one of the dumbest. I'm talking about one of the dumbest lines that I've heard anyone come up with. I have to leave it as unidentified as possible. I can't even say it's a narrative. I just say it's a line because I don't even think the aerosexual will run with that shit. I don't think they're that gullible and dumb. I think the aerosexuals, there are some smart ones in there, real talk. But I don't even think they really pick up what you just said. That line that you just used, I have to leave it pretty much unidentifiable. I have to leave it as a John Doe. I cannot place the narrative tag on that line you just used. It was one of the top 5 dumbest. I swear to you, a boxing fan could not have came up with what you just said. That in and of itself. You're talking about not what somebody does outside the ring to prepare them, where all the studying happened. You know what I'm saying? Where all the studying, where all the preparation, the training and all this shit. These guys are clueless. They want to ignore what fighters have been doing for decades upon decades. The great ones prepare, they train, they push themselves. You hear blood, sweat, and tears all the time. You know what I'm saying? You hear pain is weakness leaving the body. You know what I'm saying? No retreat, no surrender. But this dude says, I'm not talking about what they do outside the ring. I'm talking about how fundamentally sound they are and how they execute and everything they do inside the ropes. It's one of the dumbest piece that I've ever listened to on here. One of the dumbest. I mean, I say, how dumb do you have to be to say that and have people respect it? You know what I'm saying? And then, your prediction in the 10th round, I'm going to let that slide because I said the 6th round and I felt good. He could have stopped him in the 6th round. But just listening to everything else before you said that, let's keep it moving, man. This guy right here, man, it's one of the worst. You don't have to worry about what they do outside the ring. He just want to talk about what happens inside the ring. When what you do outside the ring prepares you to perform under the bright lights inside the ring. What is this dude talking about, man? Unbelievable.
I think EJ gonna beat this dude handily. I think he gonna get Bud out of there eventually in the 11th round. Me personally, I just believe that, and my belief is that Terrence Crawford, while he's a good fighter, he's not this fighter that everybody makes him out to be. Oh, he's smarter than EJ. He's smart. Where did that come from?
It came from us, us, the supporters of boxing first and foremost, and us being able to assess, observe, catalog information, decode it, decode it for what it is, provide, enough time to study it, study it, learn what we're basically watching. That's what we was doing over here. We was paying attention. While y'all was saying this man ain't did anything in his boxing career, we was paying attention. So when you actually pay attention to a fighter that's going in there fighting elite status fighters in the ranking system, you will see that Bud Crawford, the reason why he has this type of influence over the aerosexuals is because he's been making these fights look simple, all the way to the point where a fighter that's supposed to be competing on the equal level, of let's just say educated skill set, right? He's educated enough to fight on this level. He's in the ranking system. In the welterweight division, let's just talk about the welterweight division now. This is what had them stumped for a long time. Had them stumped, y'all. He's made these fights end early. The only fighter that came close to smell any part of the 12th round was Jose Benavidez. Now, everybody else would be pretty much, it will fall within the umbrella of that TKO. That TKO now. Man, what a great effigy that is. They need a TKO statue up there in Omaha. You know what I'm saying? Deontay Wilder already got his statue. They need a TKO statue, Bud TKO statue in the middle of Omaha, man. You know what I'm saying? But the semiotics is what got them confused a little bit. Like when they were seeing that, they felt that a TKO was nothing to brag about. A TKO wasn't anything, even though a TKO can end the fight just like a KO. A TKO can call it early like a KO. But one thing that has been the demise of the aerosexuals is the fact that they believe Bud is one of the dumbest fighters in the sport. You always hear people refusing, these people being the aerosexuals. They never want to give him credit for being smart. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're criticizing him. And this is majority black media. They're criticizing this man for using his brain. They would sit up here and educate their own kids on how to be leaders, future black leaders of America, be this, be that, go to college. They would praise him. But when it comes to Crawford, the influence that he has over them, is becoming insanely immortal, who is considered to be a normal human being can have that much influence over a mass of species like Bud Crawford has. A individual that is supposedly nothing. He's dumb. He's not smart in the ring or anything, but he's still undefeated, right? He's still undefeated, and he's smart enough to know that regardless if Errol Spence had a car accident, he's still going to a pre-camp. He still went up and did a pre-camp. Now he could have very well say, hey, Bo Mac, man, this dude had an accident. I know I can beat him. It don't make a difference, man. I know him that much better. We're just gonna keep it simple. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, that's not the case with Team Crawford. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. No, they fix some other stuff. You know what I'm saying? They've been studying, Spence for a long time. While Spence was out there doing whatever he was doing, crab leg buffet or whatever the case he was doing, bro. But he is intelligent enough to train like Spence is the unified champion. He did that. He absolutely did it. Listen to Ricky continue to a plane because he's another angry black man, rather, in boxing.
Can anybody answer me that question?
Thinking, just having the instincts to do the right art, high output Crawford.
Domination wise, as Spence, Crawford, all his arms or his Bud Crawford gets overlooked a lot, but Errol Spence.
I had to rewind and get back to this.
Errol Spence is really good at defense, and I know it gets overlooked a lot, but Errol Spence blocks a lot of shots. Terrence Bud Crawford does not have good defense. With his feet,
better?
or his arms, or his shoulders, or his
feet,
or his head,
what?
or moving his head off the line.
Man, dude, Crawford has some of the best footwork in boxing.
Where you been at?
Right now?
I cannot let y'all go through that misery and believe that y'all are somewhat outside in the parking area are waiting for the doors to open until you and mass Crawford members to join the asylum. I don't want to play that too much in your ears because it may make you upset. It may cause your heartbeat to differ. You know what I'm saying? Has influx in the heart rate. I don't want that. I want to keep everybody healthy. I just wanted y'all to hear what we dealing with, y'all. That's what we got to deal with. That's what we have to deal with, y'all. That's why the Crawford supporters, when we're going around in these channels, and every now and then, you know what I'm saying, they might let us on the panel, but most of the time they block us because the information is real. I mean, like the reality is unlike any double-edged sword that you would meet. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the sharpest of the sharpest. I'm talking about everything from blow darts. I'm talking about your finest martial art weaponry. We're talking about, listen, we are doing well when it comes to this boxing game, especially when it comes to Crawford Spence. Now, supposedly they having a rematch at the end of the year. And shout out to Chris, man, with the $20 super chat, man. Hey, much appreciated, big dog. I appreciate you supporting the channel. Real talk. Thanks for your donation. One love to you, brother. One love to you. For those of you that's in the chat, man, shout out to y'all. I was like, I don't even think I had my freaking Cash App up there. But big shout out to you, brother. Shout out to Neezy. If I ain't tell you, appreciate the super chat, my brother. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes down to this rematch, right? obviously there's um there's some information that we already know. You know what I'm saying? It's already some intel that we're aware of. That intel is the results that we witnessed on July 29th. So now we're basically awaiting the official announcement. Now it's pretty much out there that, you know, this rematch is going to happen because he's going to get paid a pretty hefty bag. And people are probably wondering what I mean by rematch major upset. You know what I'm saying? Spence has a chance to make history. Now, my major upset, people, is not what you believe it to be. You know what I'm saying? My major upset is quite different than what you will assume. It's some that's out there listening and thinking that I'm saying that Spence has a chance, you know what I'm saying, to win this fight. And we're going to get back to this. I want to get to Spence has a chance to make this history. I'll get back to the rematch major upset, right? Because they're going to basically complement each other, right? So Spence has a chance to make history. He does, because this next fight is definitely going to be at 154 pounds. Listen to what I said. This fight is definitely going to be at 154 pounds, which is the super welterweight division. All right. Now, that weight class is different than what we originally witnessed, okay, at the T-Mobile Massacre, it being at the welterweight division. Also, it is quite different than the declaration that Spence wasn't able to carry out. That was him declaring that he was going to be undisputed welterweight world champion. That has since burned to the ground, disintegrated, and it's over. It's done. All right. So, moving forward, now that the reigning defending undisputed welterweight world champion Terence Crawford is at the highest, sitting on the throne, we have a fight that's may potentially be on deck December this year. All right, per the contract, it was supposed to. You know, I don't want to go through those supernova types, hypotheticals and all that. I hope everything fall into place, right? I'm really not trying to, have people going through cardiac arrest, trying to, figure out what day. I think that has since left them. All the fake dates they gave in 22nd and 2022, rather, all the fake dates that didn't come true. And then when the date finally happened in 23, I mean, they was extremely disappointed at the results. But what I mean by making history is that Errol Spence has first the opportunity to face Crawford at a higher weight class. Crawford is the only fighter to ever defeat Errol Spence at this moment in history. He's been the only fighter. Sitting at 28-1, Crawford has Spence on the left side of his resume. Once again, Crawford has Spence on the left side of his resume. Spence has Crawford on the right side of his resume in red. He has one defeat. So, being that he's been campaigning at the welterweight division for an extensive amount of time, now they're going to move up to 154. Now, it gets very interesting. It gets extremely interesting because both of these fighters are older, and Bud Crawford is much older than Spence. He would absolutely be 36 years old by the time they step in the ring at the end of the year, and Spence would be still 33. All right. It gets a little complex. You know what I'm saying? Because I think Spencer's going to try to at least have about, let me see. Hold on for a second. Spencer's going to have at least about, let's just say about 4 or 5 more fights, I think. Because you notice that he said he only had two fights left at welterweight. Y'all remember when he said that? He only had 2 fights left at welterweight? Okay. Unbeknownst to him taking the easy route, he had to fight Crawford. At 154, he can make history now by losing to the same guy in 2 different weight classes. Real talk. He can go down in history of losing to Crawford at the 147-pound division and 154-pound division. He can have that on his record because of the rematch. When Canelo Alvarez and Gennady did it, it was in the same weight class. But now he gets to go down in history as facing Crawford at 147 and then next at 154. That's nice. I love it. I love it because that'll be his first fight, y'all. When I say he, I mean he's. You know what I'm saying? I'm using improper, you know what I'm saying, direction right now. He being Terrence Bud Crawford and he being Errol Spence Jr. as far as since they've been champions, okay? Because we already know Errol Spence was already a super welterweight early in his career, but it'll be the first since he, became champion at the welterweight division to lose, take his first loss, and then fight the same guy at your debut at 154. The same guy that beat you at 147, you get to fight him for your debut at 154. And deep down inside, looking at that thumbnail, I'm rubbing it all in their face, y'all. I want to give a big shout out to Victor Conte for doing an excellent job with these snack athletes. Excellent. Because by the time they fight at the end of this year, God damn it, we're gonna be looking at an Omaha Hulk. For real, y'all didn't know the Hulk was in Omaha? Oh yeah. By the time Team Crawford at B&B get done studying this film and coming up with a game plan for 54, shit, that's gonna be Crawford on fight night. God damn it, he already letting his hair grow out. Seriously, you know what I'm saying? He moving up to 154. They're already talking about the man on every sort of substance. By the time Victor Conte get through with Crawford, we're gonna be looking at the Hulk. Look, Spence is gonna be looking up at that motherfucker. He was like, God damn. Hey, Derek, do you think it's safe? Do you think it's safe for us this time? Man, look at that guy. Did he test him? Did they test him? Did they? Spence is gonna be asking around like, damn, is it just me? Is my pupils deceiving me? I mean, because this just doesn't look real to me. This guy is huge. Did he make weight? Yeah, you was there, man. You know he made weight. God damn. And he looks angrier than usual. Why do you think that is, man? Like, he didn't have to cut down to 47. Why did he look so angry, man? When I fought him at 147, he didn't look this angry. He didn't look this angry, man. Damn. So if he's looking like this for 154, he's definitely gonna beat my ass even worse. Shit, god damn it. You think I should call Al, Derek? I mean, let's just think about this now. Let's reassess the situation. Who else could I fight at 154 and get paid somewhat the same? Nobody. Oh shit. I'm looking at the snack program and I'm giving them all the plaudits possible. Kudos to you, because I want to say thank you, because whatever supplement that you have these athletes on, the one that stood out to me on July 29th was Terrence Bud Crawford. Shouted. Hey Victor, hey man, shout out to you, bro. I got my right hand up, man. I said, hey, you know how to put those subs together. Since the Aero section we want to talk about, he's juicing and he's on the snack program and all that. I want to acknowledge one of the primary figureheads behind the snack nutrition, because by the time they fight at the end of this year, Crawford is going to look like the freaking Hulk, straight out of Omaha. You know what I'm saying? It's not born in this place or in Omaha raised. No, no. Listen, he's going to look like the Hulk And Spence, I don't know what he's gonna look like, but come fight night, on that thumbnail, he's gonna be looking up at Crawford like, damn, now it's different. I'm standing across the ring from a guy who defeated me at a lower weight division. Also, I'm at a higher weight division. I feel stronger. You know what I'm saying? I had time to prep. I didn't have to do a serious weight cut to get down. I feel decent. You know what I'm saying? Now he has even more weight on his shoulders to go out here and perform and beat Crawford. Because now, hearing everything that his people has put on him, all the excuses. I mean, this has been the worst plague of excuses that I think I've ever heard on a fighter in the YTC. You have had adults just deeply sink themselves when it came to their psychological health. I mean, drowning, self-oppression. They refuse to accept what is happening. So since you don't want to accept what's happening, at the end of this year, when you're talking about two teams linking up again, we can assure you that we're going in there with total faith that Terrence Crawford is going to go in there and there's going to be a major upset. That upset will be the same upset that you all have right now. It would be the upset of Terrence Crawford going in here and stopping Errol Spence in earlier fashion than he did at 147 pounds. Because I look at the dynamic, like I know A&M Sports didn't want to give Crawford credit for being intelligent. As Black people, sometimes we have issues with doing that. When smart's supposed to be a productive type of compliment, and it's people that that go to certain type of meetings to talk about intellectual conversation and topics, right? In this case, we have been a part of the total ignorance of the YTC when people refusing to give boxers their just due. They don't want to give them their just due. By the time they sit up here and look at film, look at certain things that Spence did in that fight, no one is going to tell me that somebody out of that team over there in Omaha is not going to look at the fact that Crawford is 33 years old and been fighting the same way for a long period of time, for several years. Now, look, don't get upset now. I'm not a boxing coach, but I'm telling you, if I see it, they see it. So for one, they know this guy's been fighting the same way for years. Then they calibrate the amount of months, the calendar months in this year, 2023, on how they're going to prepare. Them being Team Spence. How long is Team Spence going to have to prepare for Crawford? Okay. Very, very short window. Very short window. And a very stressful one at that. Very tedious. It's going to be mentally rigorous for them to go through trying to figure out and come up with a plan for Crawford. You know why? Because their coach said that, hey, he don't like watching film. But we do know when it comes to one of his fighters in his stable, Jamel Charlo, he has a 2-0 record on the rematch. So, we'll give him that credit. But once again, we know Terrence Crawford is not Brian Castano or Tony Harrison. All right? So, you take those two. Also, the third one, you have to factor in, can Derrick James extract enough respect out of Spence to tell him something? You know what I'm saying? That can both of them put their minds together to come up with a game plan on what they're going to use the next time in the rematch? Are they patient enough? Do they understand? You know what I'm saying? Can they basically process those type of thoughts? You know what I'm saying? Are they capable of processing those type of thoughts? Like coming up with significant ideas, basically looking at the film, significant ideas on how they should approach this rematch at the end of the year. Are they capable human beings, man? Are they smart enough? You know what I'm saying? Are they smart enough? Are they stuck in their ways so much to the point where they're just going to go off one proven fact that's going to provide them a bit more enhancement heading into this year? And that is the fight's going to be at 154. So being that the fight is going to be at 154, is that going to be the 51%? So if the 51% is, okay, you don't have to cut that down to 147. Okay, cool. God damn it. Woo, I was concerned for a second. Then you have to factor in all those other details. Okay. They were still cutting weight damn near up to the fight. This time, he's not going to have that much weight to cut. Hold on for a second, y'all. This time, he's not going to have that much weight to cut. So we're talking about being within those goals, those weight goals this time, which will ultimately free up a lot more space. If it's 2 hours, it's 2 hours, a lot more space for them to work on the game plan, the technique. Okay. One cool part about it is that Jermell Charlo would have already faced Canelo Alvarez. So assuming he might be able to help Errol Spence, with his training camp, being he would have came off a fight, one of the biggest fights of his career is in Canelo. So, I mean, I'm not saying Crawford is Canelo, but maybe, Jermell Charlo can give some advice if they listen to each other, give some advice about, coming up with a game plan with Terrence Crawford. Now, the biggest part of this whole mindset is that Errol Spence has to be willing to take his body through a different depth of darkness, man. He has to be willing to go and say, was I in the best shape I can be in? Because Errol Sexual's been out here using all these freaking excuses, man. Talking about you was weight drained, you was everything except who you supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? And the upset part, right, is that let's just say if they're looking for a way for Spence to win, I think the only way he's going to come close to make it competitive if the real Spence show up. Because from what I'm hearing, they talking about it's been a clone Spence. It's been a guy that we never seen before. They don't know who that guy is. Like all this AI got these motherfuckers shook. Like real talk. They look at it. That wasn't him. That wasn't him. But his dad knew it was him. No, that wasn't him. He didn't know that wasn't Spence. That he looked like his son, but he didn't know that wasn't his son. So you're trying to tell me that wasn't him, period, is a clone? I'm talking about that wasn't him. Neuralink activated. Can you say it? Information downloaded, mannerisms transferred. You know what I'm saying? Behavior patterns transferred. Come on, man. Come on, bro. Come on. I need for you to stay with me. So it sounded like him at the press conference, bro. That wasn't him. So now that the aerosexuals out here talking about that wasn't Errol Spence that fought Terrence Crawford. And then they just run with it, man, like a puppy with a milk bone. They just run with it, dog. And they savor it. They say, oh, that wasn't Spence. That wasn't Spence. So if by chance they can breach this area of seclusion, this security, this high security area, if they can breach the perimeter with a special forces team, extract Spence in time to switch him out with the current Spence that's parading around here with Spence's girl, right? Going on vacations with her. If they can extract him back to Texas and get him reprogrammed, have him watch the footage and find out, is this Neuralink USB accessible? Or do they need an HDMI? I don't know. But if they're able to find the real Errol Spence Jr., we might be talking a whole nother type of fight, y'all. We're talking about a whole different type of outcome. That's where the upset may come into play. If by chance they can do an extraction, and it has to happen soon now. It has to happen soon. If they can extract, or better yet, they can try to get their negotiator up there and attempt to do a 1-for-1 swap for the Spencers out here now, vice the one that's over there. So they can do a 1-for-1 swap and negotiate that exchange, then maybe we'll be cooking. We'll have enough time because Spence been over there in area, whatever that area 50, 49, 46. You know what I'm saying? Area 46. In his case, area 28. It'll be area 28. You know what I'm saying? Area 28 and 1. He's been over there a long time. If they're able to extract him and get him back to Texas, and you know what I'm saying, get that information, and being the Neuralink is probably, we're talking about one of the fastest downloads now. Maybe they can, go back in time. You know what I'm saying? Put some Sugar Ray in there. Some Marvelous Marvin Hagler. You know what I'm saying? Salvador Sanchez. Roy Jones. Let's put some Ali in there. We're talking about downloading anything and everything to make this fight more competitive, bro. Because I do believe Crawford is going to come in there like the Hulk at the end of this year. Why? Because he wants a bigger fight with Canelo Alvarez at 168. He's not going in there to play. He already has felt Spence's power. He pretty much understands that he has some of the worst footwork in boxing. So therefore, he's not going to go in there and carry this dude. He's not going to give him any type of rope to say, you know what, it was because you was at 147. No, he's going to pretty much show people that, hey, I moved up the division also. I'm feeling stronger, just like he's feeling stronger. And this is not going to be close, y'all. I don't think this is going to be close at all. You know what I'm saying? He stopped this man in the 9th round. I think, I know for a fact a lot of people that was watching that fight knows for a fact that he could have stopped Spence in earlier rounds. But being that the house was packed, Crawford is a prize fighter. He pretty much carried, you know what I'm saying? He carried his luggage. Seriously, Crawford carried his luggage to the 9th round. Salute to him. You know what I'm saying? For being an entertainer. Salute to him. Goddamn Floyd Mayweather carried Conor McGregor. You know what I'm saying? It was somewhat similar. Except, Crawford was in there with the actual boxer. You know what I'm saying? He was in there with the actual boxer. But kudos to Terrence Crawford for being able to carry his luggage into the 9th round and check it in. You know what I'm saying? Checked it in. Checked it in real nice. Just like he checked in all the rest of his luggage at the welterweight division. Kudos to him. Oh my God. Juice Lee, man. Juice is on his savage time. Juice is on his savage time. I swear, man. He is on his savage time. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mr. Gumbo, aka Hot Grease, in the building. What's good with it, Gumbo? Hope all is well your way, big dog. You know what I'm saying? Stay safe in them streets as always, man. SWAT Jones on deck, Mr. Gumbo, aka Hot Grease OG. What's happening? I never thought that these guys wouldn't be worse than after Wilder lost to Fury, but they make their situation seem like child's play to the delusional play to the delusional these aerosexuals are showing. They are acutely delusional there, Carlos, extremely. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that we could help them out if we just had a little bit more time to waste in our lives. You know what I'm saying? But when you're on the winning team and you've heard these people say what they say, that Crawford doesn't have the best footwork. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have any defense. He isn't smart. They're basically saying this about him in real life. So just think about it. He's in a profession that it's a one-on-one type of combat sport, full contact, the hurt business. And you have to go in there, which you've been taught in training, to go in there and still compete, but also know how to make decisions when it's called, because nothing is just a template. You know what I'm saying? I mentioned this before about how Errol Spence is a template fighter. He's a template fighter. How do you have a team that's already looked at you and studied you, leading up to this point, and they go in there and dominate you like that? Why haven't someone been able to call Terrence Crawford a template fighter and go in there and prove that he's a template fighter? Why do I always hear people say that it's so many areas we haven't been able to see with Crawford? And they get mad. They get mad because they're not able to witness Crawford use all his skills. But look, common sense, right? It's not so common. Because this is a sport where you definitely have to know, you know what I'm saying? You have to use your ring IQ, not just for technical purposes, you know what I'm saying? But you have to use your ring IQ to know when it's time and a place to execute, when it's a time and place to be defensively minded. It's a time and a place to change up the cadence of your punches and your game plan. There's a time and a place on when you need to switch away. You need to divert from the original game plan and go to plan B. That's if you have a plan B. From what we looked at Spence, he didn't have a plan Bravo, Charlie, Delta, Echo, Foxtrot, none of it. But what I love about Team Crawford is the fact that there's still that mysterious area that we don't know about. That area is who's going to make him fight, who's going to make him pull out all these other type of weapons that we haven't seen him being forced to do. We need for Spence to force this out of him coming December. He need to force it out of him. We need to see the pressure that they was talking about. We need to see that shit, bro. Where is it? Then why are they bringing outside the ring excuses? Hey, good point, Samuel. I don't know why. I cannot, I started to say, hey, they need some cold to drink. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? They sit up here and talk about how freaking Spence was so weight drained. Maybe they weight drained. You know what I'm saying? I always, I was at the local pub. I say, man, should I buy some cold drinks and sodas and beverages and just, put them in a care package for these dudes? Like, they must be dehydrated, bro. They must be dehydrated at the end of the day. It's not what you do outside the ring. It's the most lunacy. I mean, I'm talking about the asinine 10, 11, 12, 14, 23. For somebody to ever say that outside the ring doesn't matter, because they know outside the ring, Spence had the accident and Crawford was out there training his ass off. And Spence was up here trying to cut weight and have a fat camp, when they was up here trying to say, no, he ain't have no fat camp. He in shape. When knowing damn well we haven't seen him without his clothes on, his shirt. We haven't seen what type of conditioning he's in until the last minute. This is unfounded. And for the person who said they thought it was going to be worse than Wilder, I mean, they thought it couldn't be worse than Wilder. I have to agree on you. The backlash that Wilder was getting prior to his loss and what he received leading up to that fight, during the fight and how everything played out after the fight. I just thought to myself, nothing can exceed that. But it has. By leaps and bounds. It's exceeded it. These people are, I swear, drunken off stupidity, man, and ignorance. I think I know what vid that we says reacting to. Yeah, just go to Athletic Mind, man. He's doing part series to this reaction. Classics. Juice Lee, the snack dealer. Juice Lee is on his absolute savage. You know what I'm saying? And we need savagery. You know what I'm saying? It's August, and we're talking about a fight in December. Yes, we need more snack dealers on deck. You know what I'm saying? Because Snack is doing something awesome. He's doing something awesome. He's supplying fighters with nutritional supplements. It's nothing. Look, if the sport and the sanctioning bodies didn't agree, if they was totally against Victor Conte having access to the fighters, then we'd be talking a whole different language. But shout out to the snack dealers that's out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at what you've been able to accomplish and what we may see heading into December. We might get the first Black Hulk. I'm pretty sure that's going to be it. Because I saw a little bit of that shit come. I just saw a smidget in the 9th round. I saw a little bit of green start. You know what I'm saying? I saw a little bit of green. I said, no, not now, Crawford. But no, it seems like Crawford was just a little bit of green started to show. I said, oh my God, no, don't do it like that. I said, what if he changes over right now? This fight will never happen at the end of the year. But come December, y'all, we want the real Spence to stand up. Yeah, we want the real Spence. It's not up to us to help you with the extraction. I'm not going to use my military knowledge to provide you intel on how to. No, I'm not going to do that. You all need to form a team. You know what I'm saying? However you feel, you have to select them. You need to have some type of freaking audition. And y'all need to get the real Spence, because the shit that y'all putting out here to the media, that wasn't the real Spence. See, y'all gonna get that Hulk. Y'all gonna get the Hulk come December. The Hulk with the whole snack nutritional supplement plan, a pre-camp on top of pre-camp to the fight camp. Man, this guy is going in there to obliterate all these excuses again. A lot of you all have quit. You have retired. You have chosen to say, no, I don't want to do this again. I put all my effort into this. And man, I just can't go through this. It's so stressful. It's just, I never would have considered this to be life-changing. I'm talking about not only in the YGC, but in my personal life. This guy, I put so much effort into Errol. And for him to allow Crawford to beat him up like that and just ragdoll him, and just it's almost like they're talking about the YMCA and you're talking about pound for pound boxing. Spence seemed like he wasn't on the level of Terrence Crawford. Seriously, he seemed like it was that much separation. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Howdy, partner. Hey, it's Juice Lee, the snack dealer. Kudos to you, man. Kudos to you, man. You're doing an outstanding. You are attached to an outstanding organization that is supplying fighters with the benefit of nutritional supplements. Shout out to you, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you. continue to help, assist, get those likes up, people. What we doing? Hey, Tough Club Boxing on deck. What's good? Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm still coming on here. I'm still here with the hottest MF and chat in the game. You already know what it is, man. It ain't no other chat out there. You know what I'm saying? We don't have yes, nah. You actually have hardcore boxing fans who can speak up for themselves and don't want to follow a narrative. And also, we was on the winning team again. So we're looking forward to this December. I think for a lot of us, we're just gonna lose our mind. For real talk, I think a lot of us is just gonna lose our mind. The reason I'm saying that is because it's gonna be during the holidays. You know what I'm saying? What better way to see an ass whooping during the holidays, bro? You know what I'm saying? I think this time we're gonna get the hottest MF and chat in the game. I'm gonna try to hook up an appointment so we can all get together and just enjoy some eggnog. You know what I'm saying? And with a little yak in it. You know what I'm saying? Some of the premium eggnog. And just, have some drinks or two to watch this ass whooping play out during the holidays. I might even try to snatch Santa because, really nobody ain't believing his fat ass is getting down through that chimney. So maybe he'll drop in, now that he has FedEx and Uber and Amazon Prime doing his work for him, he can stop in and have a drink too, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm looking at during the holidays. What better way to celebrate the Christmas cheers, all the festivities, by seeing Errol go in there and pick up his second loss, man. I'm gonna laugh my ass off. Yes, I am. Once more. Another day breathing. I have no complaints, my brother. Yeah, shout out to health, man. It's very important. It is. No doubt about it. We make up on the right side of the ground. God did his part. The rest is on us. Yes, sir, man. You know what I'm saying? Speak that. Speak that. Be honest with yourself. Shout out to Shot News and Sauce Experience, aka Showtime Shot in the building. What's good, y'all? Salute. Team Tucker official on deck. Ricky Room temperature IQ. No. Hold up, Juice. Hold up. How dare you? Hold up. I know we are absent of precursors to leave comments in the chat, but you give his IQ room temperature. How dare you? I mean, that's a little bit much for me, Juice. What are you doing? What are you cracking open your product and it's a little bit too more? How are you going to give him room temperature IQ now? This dude was back there last year just talking out his ass about everything that's going to happen to Crawford. He was the one that was running with these fake ass dates all over the place, man. Crawford couldn't do anything wrong. I ain't never seen people be in the comfort of their own homes. And they be so mad when Crawford name come up, bro. They be so mad, dog. I'm like, damn, you at home, brother. Why are you so mad at Crawford though? But that's the effect that he have on people. He had on them aerosexuals to this day. And look, they still haven't learned their lessons because Crawford has been on record as saying that he used their criticism and hate, you know what I'm saying, to fuel him, walking into that, as if he didn't already have self-motivation. But he used everything. But it doesn't matter to these guys because I've said this a while ago. They really don't give a damn about Spence. They hate Crawford, just like we was talking about Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. They really don't give a damn about Tyson Fury. They just hate Wilder. This is another fine example of adjudication. These guys really don't care about Errol Spence the way they should. You know what I'm saying? And now that they can't jump ship for Crawford, they continue to hate on the man and talk about shit that don't make sense. W says, to be fair, aerosexuals can't be smart. That's an oxymoron. Yeah, they can be smart just a little bit, man. They can be smart without actually trying to be smart. You know what I'm saying? It's possible, man. It's and you know, come on, like let's think about this when we're talking about majority of how we learn as human beings. We can pretty much do things unconsciously. You know what I'm saying? We can do more things unconsciously, and some of them may work out, some of it may not. But we will more so have a higher percentage in doing things unconsciously than what we commit to do consciously. When we have to process and think about stuff, and especially, you know, I mention this all the time about good bowing before evil, right? So when we have to consciously process something, you know, if you want to ask somebody a question where it has where they have to give credit to something, where they have to compliment someone or whatever, they're more hesitant in doing that shit. But when you're talking about doing something unconsciously, then the unconscious shit should be like they at T-Mobile Arena and they're watching a fight and they see the first knockdown, they see the combination. It's probably a lot of aerosexuals that said, "Damn!" They looked at each other. That was unconscious. I mean, that wasn't premeditated shit. That's a natural reaction, bro. You know what I'm saying? They didn't try to think about that shit. That happens. That what they was watching, they looked at each other. Damn, did that just happen? Oh shit! Oh my god! That's when all the panic set in. But if you want them to give a compliment after the fact and give Crawford his kudos and stay there, I'm talking about staying there, sustaining that level of integrity, they ain't gonna do it, bro. Consciously, they're not going to do it. They have been aware of it. They have been subjected to it. It has been painful for them, and they refuse to sustain that integrity and say, you know what? He beat his ass. No, they'll say, okay, he won. And then you give them about 48 hours, they come back. Crawford. He had loaded gloves, man. He was talking to Juice, and somebody seen Crawford in the parking lot, taking a powdery substance that wasn't on the damn list. You know what I'm saying? Approved substance and all. You know what I'm saying? Juice is up there giving freaking supplements for half off, man, just because he was dick riding and kissing ass. Oh my God, man. They're not going to give the man credit. They should have learned that. They should have learned before. They should have learned. All that criticism and hate that you were spewing out here, this man was cataloging that. And during camp, he was mapping that shit. He was mapping all that shit he reading on social media. That shit was being routed. He was in certain areas in training, man, where he was just digging deep. He was just routing that information. Transmission effective, pinging different points. Everything was going on, man, with the way his brain was wired. You know what I'm saying? It was a different level of communication going on. He was processing the good. He was processing the bad. You know what I'm saying? He was just using all that to generate even much more motivation for July 29th, and it showed in the ring. Terrible result for aerosexuals. Terrible. They're still crying me a river. My Justin Timberlake voice. Well, WCS, hey, it don't matter, man. What's good to you in the building? Salute to you. Nah, man, I'm not back, bro. You know what I'm saying? This would be sick call, brother. This would be sick call. I'm at sick call, goddammit. For real. You know what I'm saying? I'm still not the way I'm supposed to be, but I'm on here, talking as much as I can. And, big shout out to y'all for showing up, man. You know what I'm saying? At this point, they singing Gangsta Lean in the end of the road. To the end of the road. No, I don't even think that's the same song. Smoke Session Sports Entertainment. Salute to you, brother, in the building. What up with it? I see you, man. JH on deck. That silly music cracks me up. Hey, man, that's the way it's. You gotta hit them with that type of music, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all remember this? It's somewhat the same. What is it? Did I take her? Did I remove her? Yeah, I probably no. No, can't get too much of that. Jessica on deck, man. What's good with you? How you living? I don't know if you're a female or a male. There's so many guys that play game. You know, so if I was to call you a queen or whatever, and then you're not a queen, and somebody find out you ain't, you know what I'm saying? So respectfully, and sobriety, you know what I'm saying? I just call you by your name until I hear you on the panel or something. You know what I'm saying? Until I hear you on the panel. That's all I'm saying. Cooking with Sir Senior on deck. Appreciate you pulling over here, Jessica. I see you in the building. I'm Sir Senior on deck. Salute to you, Sir Senior. Hella ones, man. 5s, 10s, 20s, 50s. Salute to you, man. In the building on deck. Martin King boxing in the building. What's good with it, Ron? How you feeling, man? What's good at WCS in the chat? Peace, gods and goddesses. Yes, sir. We definitely got to give a shout out, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Yeah, man. I had to, you know how I do. I had to give them the story behind it, because they don't understand how to put together, stuff without photoshopping. You got to tell a story without photoshopping. That right there tells an incredible story, bro. You know what I'm saying? With the snack nutrition in the background, Crawford not being forced to turn into the Hulk July 29th. But I think in December, I think he's going to turn into the Hulk. Not so much that I'm saying that Errol Spence is going to be that much better. I'm looking at Crawford going in there, making a statement. I'm not excluding the statement he made July 29th. I'm talking about the future fight that he's trying to get people to understand that makes sense. That's him moving up to 168, bro. And he's gonna go in there and show people that he can stop Spence in earlier fashion this time. The first fight, he carried him because the shit was packed. He don't give a damn about shit being packed the second fight. He don't give a damn about that. He's going in there to prove a point for a fight that he's trying to get people to say, oh my God, dog. Did you see that? Oh man, we got to see him and Canelo. That's where he at with it. He want to go in there and do Spence so dirty that people not even talking about him and Jermell Charlo no more. They're talking about him and Canelo Alvarez, bro. People gonna start talking about that. That's what he's trying to prove. They're gonna talk about it so much till Canelo's gonna have to respond, and he's not gonna be able to come with that same residue, man. That he's talking about. Oh, I won't get no credit. Yeah, just like you say, you won't get no credit for David Benavidez. No, you'll get credit. Come on now, you're talking about an undefeated fighter now. Undefeated. There's about to be 41-0 with 32 knockouts come December. What is going to be next? Oh, that's still one of the same Spence. That's still one of the same Spence, bro. That's still one of the same Spence, man. That's still one of the same Spence. I try to explain to these cats over and over again, right? You're not going to be able to change the results. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to change it. So you need to start coming up with some type of strategy, you know what I'm saying, directive on how you all are going to help this man prepare for that December beating that he's about to go through once again. You all need to be coming up with some type of planning process on your contribution, your effort to help this man look better than he did July 29th. I don't think you really paying attention to that shit. That's what you need to be doing. Because over here we good. We solid. We solid, bro. I mean, look, It's going to be people up here talking about different dates, and they feel they have to be first. You know what I'm saying? They truly feel they have to be first at everything. Real talk. They have to be. Jesus, what the hell? Oh, jeez, man. Oh, man. I don't know if y'all heard, but you know, the former showed up to get his mugshot. I actually got his mugshot. You know, I freaking posted on IG, but I'm not really using my platform to basically, you know, get into politics. I enjoy dealing with the underworld of politics. You know, I like this underworld of YTC talking about boxing politics. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of cats on here that should be indicted tonight. You should be indicted for pretending to be boxing fans, but we just don't want to take the time out. We don't want to invest money. You know what I'm saying? On you parading around here and pretending to be. Impersonations is a crime on the YTC. You have been impersonating being a boxing fan all this time. Seriously. Team Crawford gonna go crazy on the game plan. Hey man, I'm talking about we looking at the hope, man, with the snack program in full force, and you know the conversation being, you know, it's picked up energy. Real talk. The conversation has been out there. Man, Crawford's gonna go in there, and you know, can Errol bring it out of him? I mean, can Errol even sustain that intensity? If Crawford throws it out the, you know, can put it this way, can Errol Spence sustain that type of enforcement that he experienced in the 9th round? Can he do it? Can he do it? I just want to know, because I felt at that moment Crawford was ready to go home. He had proven that he can carry Spence. He proved that he could have stopped him early in the fight. He's proven that he was a much better fighter in all areas. He proved that. He chose to shut it down whenever he felt like, just like he did with Sean Porter. A lot of people are not going to mention that in that perspective, but I will. He's basically demonstrated he can shut down a fight whenever he feels like it. He proved it in 3 fights. He proved it in the Sean Porter fight, the David Avanesian fight, and the Errol Spence fight. Whenever he chooses to shut the fight down, he can. Jessica say I'm human form. Hey, I'm not talking about your humanality. Okay, if that's even the word. We're not talking about humanistic. We're talking about gender. Cats being here, coming in here, you know, with fake ass, you know, names, trying to pretend to be something else to get attention. And they love when they say Queen, Queen, Queen. Hey, Queen, love you, Queen. Dude up there laughing. Yeah, love you too. Man, come on now. Come on, nah. I can't wait for the rematch. I'm looking forward towards all the new excuses after the rematch. The rematch home send these guys over the edge. They already over the edge, bro. They've already released themselves off the edge, man. Come on, man. Can't you see the way they're going out here, just saying things that they know that's not true? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Thinkers Think, man, in the building. They're basically allowing themselves to be the host, the sender, the messenger. You know what I'm saying? They're allowing themselves to be the messenger of that propaganda. They're taking full responsibility with the camera on as being the messengers to this propaganda. Not just any propaganda. You're allowing people to see the most ignorant part of you. You know what I'm saying? Like you're really showing people that this is you. This is who you are. To get up there and say these things, you're not playing around. These aerosexuals aren't playing. They're seriously in costume. They are part of the circus. They love it. They love it. They love getting in character. They love it, man. Think Errol loses that rematch. Do you know how many DV cases gonna file? Because the aerosexual is gonna lose it. They already lost it, man. That's why they up here like zombies. They're up here talking. They're up here expressing themselves. And look, no one's gonna convince me that they believe everything. You know what I'm saying? Do you actually believe every part of what you're saying? You know what I'm saying? Are you in that deep state of delirium? We're talking about nervous breakdowns, man. This is what I see, man. It's listen to this stuff. It's unbelievable. And if they hear us talk about it, they say, "Oh, let's continue to talk about it." Don't do it because of me. You got to think about this. This ain't going nowhere. Let me see. It would be so sweet if Bud can do a Tyson in a rematch, win in like the first 30 seconds. Oh, that would be golden. Do you really, like, do you really want him to win in the first 30 seconds? You don't want, in this particular case, because these individuals, these aerosexuals, they enjoy tough love. Not because it feels good to them. That the more and more that they get hit with the belt buckle, you know what I'm saying, and the brick, you watch them walk out and they drop a brick on their head. You know what I'm saying? Put some thumbtacks down there when they don't have no shoes on. They love that type of pain. They love it. Would you want to just cut it off so quickly, or would you want them to see it play out just several rounds, just so it can stick with them longer in life? You got to give them more to look at. 30 seconds is not enough. That may pretty much go away in too short of a period. We need at least about 4 rounds, bro. Just 4 rounds, man. Just give us 4 rounds, an even number this time. Just an even number, because when he stopped him on July 29th, it was an odd number. You know what I'm saying? Let's try even this time. Let's go even, because we know after he dropped him in the second, he could have very well finished it in third or fourth round. So let's go even numbers this time around, 4 rounds, and so they can really have something to think about. You know what I'm saying? They need several rounds to match that up with July 29th. That's all I'm saying. They need enough, man. Words of wisdom. What's good with it? I see you. Salute to you. Spent Athletic Prime was left at the scene of the car crash. Shout out to Big Bunts and Boxing on deck. What's good with it? Go. How you feeling, bro? Spence sent the clone. This actually fight might be true. If you can duck for 45 years, I can see you sending the clone to fight. Hey, you ain't lying. You ain't lying, bro. That's right on point right there. You ain't lying. If you've been ducking that long, definitely you sent the clone over there. Definitely you sent the clone. You ain't lying, man. But they need to get that team together real quick and go extract that body. For real. They need to get him back to reality. Seriously. I got Bud by TKO in round 2. No need anymore. Just finish him now. Okay, so I understand. I respect that. A lot of y'all ain't trying to see no delay and extra rounds or whatever. They, we don't want to see, no more time, because boxers don't get paid for overtime. I get it. Y'all perturbed. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't want to sit up here. Y'all don't believe that the aerosexual should be accommodated, so to speak, with extra time, so Spence can get going. I get it. I get it. Y'all are tired of that. I get it. I agree with that. I get it. Spence could not handle that bud strain. Watch that. My face, it was too much. Gave him a headache. Hey man, I don't know what he was on, but I know what he felt once that bell rung. You know what I'm saying? Thank God to the first round. The first round had that man believing he had a chance. Seriously. Believe that man had a chance, bro. It wasn't Arrow in the ring. It was Tupac hologram. Hey man, we're gonna see come December, because like I said, I think, shout out to Dan Tan on deck. I see you, Mad Dog H on deck. What's good with it? Tyson on deck. What's good? Salute. But like I say, I think we're gonna see the Hulk, man, because everything we know, July 29th leading up to this next fight, man, it's gonna be crazy, man. It's just gonna be bad. It's gonna be, I think it's gonna be another TKO stoppage, because at this point in time, they trying to savor Errol Spence's career, and they want him to be able to get some fights at 154. So a TKO to the visual lens of the onlookers looks a lot better than seeing him laid out like David Avanesian, right? So, you know, a TKO is saying, okay, he stopped, he'll live to fight another day. Just look at how they talk so much about Ugas, though. You know what I'm saying? Ugas was stopped. It was a TKO stoppage. He's gonna fight again, but they just sit up here and use that man like that, you know, and say, oh, he's the eye, this, that, and the other. But yet the same braggadocious in content that they was taking from Ugas, his ribs and his eye, is pretty much what they was trying to use as an excuse for Spence. They couldn't understand how his face was swelling up, and they was sitting up here lying, talking about he had broken ribs or he had a rib. That is absolutely a lie. Utter blatant lie. He didn't have no rib injuries or anything. And that's straight from people in Texas. That's straight from people in Texas that I know. That's straight like that in Texas. He did not have no rib injury, bro. Not to mention his sparring partner. He didn't have no rib injury. Talking about the man didn't spar for 6 weeks. So how did he get in shape? How did he get in shape? Because ribs, last time I checked, you got to do core exercise. And he was still doing strength and conditioning. So that makes no sense. You're trying to say ribs is somewhat like, oh, you're just gonna feel a rib injury when you receive a punch to the mid region? No, that's not it, man. You know what I'm saying? That's not it. That's not it, y'all. But y'all, I gotta bounce, man. Hey, thanks to all the ones who donate to the channel. Thanks to the hottest MF and chat in the game, man. A-Side official. And I'm gonna try to stay consistent as I possibly can, but you know, as time goes by, I'll try to lock in and find out, try to pick back up to stand on here longer than an hour and a half or whatever. But appreciate y'all, man. Continue to sub to the channel, share the content, man. And until next time, man, I'm out. Salute.